Hey everybody, my name is Cozy, and welcome back to Checking In, a series where we touch base with all of you, and where I get to touch base with myself a little bit. I know that this Friday I said I was going to be playing a game called This War of Mine, and I do still want to play that game. I actually got it on the fall sale on Steam for like, I think it was normally $20, but I got it for like $4, so that's quite the discount. And it's one of those heavy-hitting games. It's supposed to be, really emotional and a very hard survival game. It looks pretty fun. Hopefully it all works out to record, because, some games are a lot of fun to play, but aren't that good for recording, just in the sense of, they take a really long time, or there's a lot of, like, for instance, what was that game called? Melatonin, the demo we played a while ago. Fun game, and it was nice to, go along to the beat, but I had to focus so much on actually hitting the right notes that, there wasn't really much commentary, or pretty much just watching a silent walkthrough of the game. But I feel like we should give This War of Mine a try, and like I said, I was planning on doing that today, but I just, as weird as it sounds, I just wasn't in the mood. I know that sounds like maybe a little lazy, but when it comes down to it, it's like I've told y'all a lot in the past, and really I keep repeating this, partly for all of you, but mostly for me. Whenever I'm not in the mood to do like a happy, upbeat, bunch of flashing lights type game, with a bunch of laughing and all this like high energy, it's important that I don't try to force it, because I felt myself like go into that rut a lot. Is where like for instance right now where I am, it's gray, overcast, very wet and cold outside, which I like. That is my like low energy, put like a campfire on the TV and read a book, or just hang out, chill all day. I like the weather a lot, but it's just not very conducive to, a big colorful game with a lot of flashing lights and loud music and stuff like that. Not saying that that's what This War of Mine is, but with everyone saying that it was such an emotional and difficult venture, that I think people said the game took maybe 11 hours, so we could probably do it in like 1 hour increments. But I just didn't want to start off today where I'm like, already low energy and go into like kind of a potentially really sad and hard to watch game. So I figured we'd put that off just a little bit. Probably get that game in sometime next week. As far as scheduling goes right now, I don't really have much in the way of scheduling, like an actual written out schedule of what game I'm going to play on what day. Because, as much as I think that can be important, I'm not really sure if that's something that's important for this channel right now. Obviously, my only schedule is Tuesday, Fridays. That's when I upload videos. But all that to say, don't worry. I'm gonna continue and finish all the series that I've started, Signalis and the Entropy Center, and just this previous Tuesday. What did we play? God, I've already forgotten. Oh, Into the Woods, of course. Yeah, that's another one of those games where I have to like just be quiet and make sure like I'm hitting the beats. But yeah, I mean, I will go through and finish all those games. I don't like leaving series unfinished. Because I go to some like popular YouTubers pages and I'm like, oh wow, this is really nice. Like I remember Jacksepticeye was playing The Observer, where it's like a cyberpunk type town, and you're like a detective with a bunch of cybernetic implants, and you have to like investigate shit. And I thought it was like, wow, that's really cool. And then it was already 2 years old, like by the time I even saw it, and then there was just no more to it. I guess he just stopped playing it, or he got bored of it, or just decided that it wasn't, working out, which, is understandable. But I'm like, damn, I wish I could see the rest of this game. So I might play that at some point. I've actually had it on my, on my Xbox wish list, but of course, because it's like remastered for the Series X, but of course I don't have an Elgato anymore. I just record everything on PC, so we might swing back around to that at some point. But that actually leads into another interesting topic, or not interesting, but a trend that you can see, that I certainly see on my videos, and that you can even see all the way up into the likes of like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, all these people. Typically when they play through a series, their part 1 will have, you know, whatever, call it like 2 million views or 3 million views, but then the parts like 2, 3, 4, and so on actually have like half of that or 60% of that. Which, like I said, it's interesting because that trend repeats itself on my channel. A lot of my first episodes of things do really well. Comparatively, you know, for me, they do really well. But they do really well. But then when I go to put out the second part and on of whatever video game I'm playing, it gets like half. If I'm lucky, it gets half as many views as the first part did. And then it kind of trickles off from there, which makes sense. I mean, when it's part 1, everyone's like, oh, well, I don't know what this game is. Let's see if it's for me. Oh, no, I don't really like the game, or I don't like the way, you know, he's playing it or whatever. So totally understandable. It's just interesting, like every video game that I play, probably except Outer Wilds, has that trend. So honestly, I'm trying to play I'll just be frank with you. I'm trying to play the algorithm a little bit. Instead of alternating, you know, 2 games, one on Tuesday, one on Friday, and doing that every week, I'm thinking about what if instead I did like, it was a 2-week rotation. So I did game 1 on a Tuesday and game 2 on a Friday, and then a different game the next Tuesday and a different game the next Friday, and then went back to that game 1. So 2 weeks later, we get back into part 2 of whatever game we were playing. I don't know if that's going to actually make any difference in the algorithm or not, but you know, I figured it's something I might as well try, and it's a way I can get my hands into more games than I'm able to do, because obviously at this point, if the most I can do is 2 videos a week, which is pretty much all I can do right now, that's just where I'm at in life, then it kind of limits, you know, I might be in the middle of 2 games, and anyway, y'all understand. You understand how it's limiting, but so I figured that way it might be a little bit better to put more of a variety of content out, something that might catch more people's attention, something that y'all might like watching a little bit more. It's funny the way this stuff works out, because it's like I said, I've said this before, I do really like doing these just talking episodes. Like right now, y'all don't hear it, but I, for myself, have a fireplace going. I have a fireplace pulled up on YouTube so I can hear it in my headset. Just a little background noise kind of help me talk. And a lot of times I just don't feel like I have a whole lot to say, or if I'm just repeating you know, the same stuff I've already said. But I don't know. Like, to be honest, and please don't take this as like a pity thing, because it's really not supposed to be. I'm just trying to be 100% level with like how I feel, and I may have said this before. Fuck, I don't even remember. But I don't feel like I'm a very interesting YouTuber, and I don't feel like I have that much to offer with any of my like videos or my content. And I think that comes back to me just being kind of a stoic guy. You know what I mean? My girlfriend Hannah's pointed out, we've been watching, you know, Markiplier play through something. She's like, whoa, he's like really expressive. He's very good at portraying emotion, like in his face and in his tone and with the stuff that he's saying. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think of it that way before. But I'm like, yeah, wow, he really does. And obviously, not trying to compare myself to Markiplier or anything, but there are people who are more naturally just like that, just show emotion. It just comes to them, where, you know, even since I was a kid, it could be the case. Like on my birthday, I get a present that I've really wanted for a long time, and my base emotion, I open it and I feel gratitude, but I have to force that portrayal of emotion outward so other people know that I am excited that I got a certain gift, or, you know, that whatever. And so I don't know if it's noticeable, and obviously I'm not always faking it, but I've been trying to get myself to a point where I can, like, because I've said for a long time, I don't want to, I don't want to be playing a character, you know. That would, to me, other people can do that, I'm sure, but to me, that would put too much stress on me, and like however I'm feeling that certain day, whether it's happy, sad, low energy, high energy, whatever, having to force myself to change to fit the character that I'm trying to portray on my YouTube channel, you know, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I've been trying to get myself to just be me on YouTube, like on my YouTube videos. And you would think that would be so easy. You'd think that that would just come as naturally as it could, right? Just do what you normally do. Like, take your internal dialogue that I always have when I'm playing video games and just speak it. You'd think that shit would be easy. But to me, it's not. It's weird. It's like when this mic comes in front of me and, you know, I've realized I'm performing for an audience in a way. I'm like, oh, I need to constantly be saying something, or I need to, you know, something interesting's got to be happening. And if it's a slower game where you're kind of just walking through an open area, there's nothing going on, there's nothing, like the main character's not doing anything, nothing, then it leads me to, I get like stressed because I'm like, fuck, am I gonna cut this out when I edit? Am I gonna should I just let it go? Is it fine, or is it too quiet for too long? Now it's just awkward. Those are like the thoughts that start going through my head. And that's when, while I'm recording, like halfway through a video, I'll start getting really stressed because I'm like, fuck, there's nothing going on and I don't know what to do. And again, normally, and like when I'm playing a game just for myself, by myself, just hanging out, I'm not like freaking out trying to find something to do if there's nothing to do in the game. But for some reason, you know, when I feel like I'm performing, it just gets so much more stressful. So anyway, all of that to say, I've been trying to like take a breath and just be stoic, like not in the way that, like not as a philosophy, but just instead of forcing those emotions out and trying to convey if I'm happy or sad, like in a video game. I feel all those things, but, you know, just trying to be me. I've been trying to be me. And it's like I said, it feels easy, but in practice, it's like a switch comes on and I, you know, talk whatever while I'm playing the game. And then afterwards, I'm like, why the fuck did I, you know what I mean? It's, anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at. I know that kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't really start this episode planning to talk about stuff like that. It was more going to talk about like Thanksgiving and this week, but I mean, that just came to mind. It's been something that's been weighing on me because obviously, I mean, honestly, like this war of mine, when I look up and it says, yeah, it's about an 11-hour game and it's very hard. My first thought about that for playing it was the channel was, fuck, like, am I going to have to go through an entire episode of not knowing what's going on and trying to figure it out? And then you know, all my survivors die and it's like, oh, then we got to try it again. And it's like, you know, if it's just set, for example, a 10-hour long game, having to repeat the first hour multiple times. Do I want to record all that? Should I play around by myself first? But then I lose that initial reaction before recording. And so that's part of the reason why I didn't want to play this war of mine today. It's because I'm in my head again, and I'm feeling low energy, and you know, I hope y'all understand. And I mean, I know y'all do. Y'all are pretty cool. I certainly appreciated, you know, I think it was a few episodes ago, I can't remember exactly, but someone commented and said, like, as we were kind of talking in the comments, he was like, don't worry about crafting a super well, like, thought out response. Like, don't sweat your response to my comment, which is what I think in that video I was talking about having a problem with. And I appreciated that. I sweated it anyway, but I appreciated the sentiment of, of whoever that person was, telling me not to sweat it. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, user G259 commented on my How I've Been video. So that was really sweet. And I appreciate you a lot. If you're watching this video, big thanks. I appreciate you, man. And also, I'm getting around to those games that we left on the list. Don't worry. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. As always, comment sections are open. Drop however you're feeling. We can chat a little bit, go back and forth. I love doing that with all of y'all. Hope you had a fantastic week. Hope that you ate a lot on Thanksgiving, like I said. I hope whether you spent it with friends and family or you spent it by yourself, I hope that it treated you well. And, at any rate, I just hope everyone's in a good spot. But if you're not, that's okay too. I mean, it happens to everyone, and I saw a quote like on some picture a while ago that was like, up to this point, every challenge you faced, you've overcome. You're still surviving it. So you should pat yourself on the back. You should give yourself credit where credit is due, because every hump that you've had to get over so far, you've gotten over, or you are currently in the process of getting over. So don't beat yourself up too much. I know things can be hard sometimes, but hey, it's holiday time. Light a fire, or if you can't light a fire, pull up a fireplace, YouTube video for some ambiance, read a book, play a video game, hang out with friends and family. Just do whatever it is that brings you joy, okay? Because as I always say, it's very important to get that stuff into your day. I am going to spend the rest of my Friday hanging out, probably playing a little bit of Call of Duty, getting too agitated at that, and at some point today, Hannah and I are going to watch the Dune movie, because her and I have both read through the first Dune book. So we gotta see that universe realized on the big screen. I've been looking forward to that for a long time. So that's what we're up to. I really hope y'all are doing well. Treat yourself right. Eat lots of food, drink lots of water, and make sure you get plenty of sleep this weekend. Rest, recover, recuperate, all that good stuff so we can hit Monday running. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing all of you here on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.